Political leaders around the world have addressed that they will reduce emissions. But many have failed to propose a solution into making our environment a better place to live in. Not only political leaders, but celebrities like Pharrell Williams, Jessica Alba, and Leonardo DiCaprio are fighting for climate change. Not only do these celebrities embrace our environment, but many individuals have contributed to living their life and to reducing their carbon footprint. In contrast, majority of the population around the world chooses to care less about how our environment is doing. This appraises pollution in our ecosystem. Given these contrasting approaches, is it worth considering that men are responsible for such a disaster? But how did we get to a point where we're constantly polluting our surroundings? It is to be said that the Earth's climate is changing due to urbanization and deforestation. While these claims are stated, they are also insignificant because the Earth's climate naturally fluctuates every thousands of years. Now, how does urbanization affect the climate? Well, researchers have stated that greenhouse gases cause Earth's temperature fluctuations. According to the Climate Reality Change, a diverse group who specializes in building a sustainable future stated, as the concentration of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere has increased since the Industrial Revolution, global temperatures have also steadily increased. In today's society, many industrial companies have increased their use of fossil fuels, leading to the increase of Earth's temperature. Before the Industrial Revolution, about 80% of the world's population were rural farmers. But the Industrial Revolution changed how the world lived and worked, bringing millions to urban centers to work in factories. The revolution saw an incredible explosion in innovations. Radios, automobiles, airplanes, and the coal-powered steam engine were all born in or from technology developed in this period, said the Climate Reality Change. Now, the graph that I'm about to show you right here states that since the Industrial Revolution, companies have drastically increased their use of crude oil, natural gas, and coal. And as you can see here, 1800, which was the Industrial Revolution, they weren't using a lot. But compared to now, it has drastically increased as companies use about 120,000 terawatts per hour. However, a more realistic view of the situation is that companies are not only using fossil fuels to cause an increase in Earth's temperature, but light pollution and water pollution are also part of the cause. Needless to say, levels of fossil fuels increasing can be recognized when reports from the Air Quality Index, aka AQI, come and inform scientists how much pollution is in our air. However, increasing the number of fuels that are being used may be deadly, considering that it can raise temperatures, melt ice caps, and unleash multiple pre-existing deadly viruses. According to Sean Martin, a science journalist from Daily Express, study shows that by drilling 50 meters down in the ice caps, scientists have discovered 58 unknown viruses that were buried in the 15,000-year-old ice. Scientists nowadays have taken action in finding a solution to the issue. You may think to yourself, How can deforestation make a huge impact in our ecosystem? Well, let's first start off with the recent wildfires that have occurred throughout the state of California. The devastating events has made a huge impact in our ecosystem as wildfires release a substance of what is called black carbon. Well, what is black carbon? According to Ben Wise, Krasowski, and co., black carbon is a carbonaceous aerosol that can result from the incomplete combustion of carbon-containing fuels. Now, you might be wondering, where can black carbon be found? Black carbon can be found from vehicular combustion, power plants, industrial power, and residential fuel use. Black carbon is considered a pollutant because it absorbs solar radiation, which can lead to global warming, and it has resulted in excess mortality and morbidity, particularly among susceptible individuals with pre-existing cardiopulmonary disease, said Balmes. Black carbon might be dangerous for our environment, but scientists have taken a better look into the pollutant and solve ways for our society to prevent machines from producing so much black carbon. In conclusion, it is to be perceived that the cause of the temperature change is due to industrial companies increasing their use of fossil fuels. Not only the increase of CO2 emissions are affecting Earth's climate, but water pollution, deforestation, and urbanization are a cause of it. Although mankind is doing its best to save our climate, the benefits fighting for the climate are still outweighed by the cons.